Right, today I'm going to talk about a very broad subject, which is called selling. And when I say the word selling, a lot of people are going to cringe, like, selling, I hate salespeople, I don't like when people try and sell me stuff. Because very many people, they look down at, for first and foremost, salespeople, but they really don't like being sold to. So people generally don't like being sold to. So, as a salesperson, how do you sell to them? And I'm not a professional sales agent or seller or anything, but I know a thing about or two about selling, and I've been working with it a bit as a door salesman, like walking around, knocking doors, trying to sell stuff to people. And what we were selling were alarms for burglary, as well as a fire system. I don't know all these terms in English, I'll admit. But it was very interesting because a lot of people thought that this was only an alarm for burglary. Like if someone came into your house when you were not there, the alarm would go off and the police would show up. That's the only thing they thought it was. And as the risk of actually having someone breaking into your house with a gun is extremely slim and probably not worth it, a lot of people were very negative about it, and of course negative about sales people in general. So very often what would happen is that I would go and I would talk to someone, and before I just said where I was from, they would say, I'm not interested in any alarm. That's it. And if you then, oh, okay, fine, you go, you're done. You didn't make a sale, you didn't make money, you didn't make them more secure. So what I would say, and you could say if this is unethical or not, I don't really think it's that unethical, but what I would say is that it's not the alarm that we're selling. What I'm focusing on is the fire safety part of it, the fire alarm. Because if you are home and there's this, I don't know, there's a gas that develops in a lot of electrical fires, and this gas knocks you out. So when you're knocked out, and your smoke detector will not detect this gas before you're unconscious, before you lost your consciousness. So you become unconscious, lose your consciousness, and then the alarm goes off and it makes woo, it beeps, but it doesn't help. It's useless, right? You're so this is why this was actually a pretty good system, because then when the alarm went off, there are some cameras placed which would take a picture, would send it to an alarm central, and they would see that, oh, this guy's unconscious. Let's send the fire crew, the firemen. And then the firemen would come and would rescue them out. And they would have died if there was not a system like that in place. So this is the system that I was selling. I was not focusing on the alarm part. If people did not want the alarm, okay, that's not what I'm selling. That's not what I'm selling. This is about fire safety. And you focus on what the people want. This is about analyzing your prospect. What does this person want? And if you're selling like a two-part system, which this was, if they want one part, you just forget the other one. Oh, that was wrong. You just forget the other one. Pretend it's not there. And you just talk about the part they want. And then at the end, as a last thing, you can say that, you know what? If you go for this system, you'll get this system as well. I know you don't want it that much, but it's there. Like, it doesn't hurt, right? It doesn't cost you anything more. So it's about focusing on what it is that they actually want. And remember, a lot of people, when they are selling stuff, they're very caught up in the features, especially in the tech industry. They're so worried about features. Like, there was this company that sells these Fitbit lookalikes, and they're like, oh, it has 10 features more than the Apple Watch and the Samsung Gear, and blah, blah, blah. They were so focused on the features. And I'm like, you guys, the features, people don't care about the features. You might think that you're selling a product, you might think that you're selling features, but you're not selling that at all. What you are selling is the solution to a problem. That's the biggest difference. What a lot of salespeople don't get is that they're not selling a product. They're selling a solution to a problem, a feeling. Like, I'll show you. This thing I have right here, you know what that is? That's a MacBook. You probably recognize it. Does it have a lot of features? Like, if you compare it to other personal computers, does it have a lot of features? No. Does it have great specifications and numbers in relation to what the price of the thing? No, it sucks. It's really, really bad. So why the hell am I buying one? It's because you're buying a feeling. Of course, I like I like the notebook operating system. Like, I like these shortcuts and how they work. So I like the trackpad a lot. But for most people, very many people, I work in a tech store, and a lot of people, they buy a MacBook to check their email, to browse the web and pay bills. And it's like, you could get a $200 laptop and do that just fine. You don't need a MacBook. A MacBook makes no sense. So they're buying the feeling, and they're buying the solution to a problem. In this case, it's more the feeling, like the Apple logo on the back. That's what they're buying. So Apple has done something very, very right here, because they have made it so that people feel great when they're buying the Mac. My girlfriend was saying she needs a laptop because she wants to start editing and stuff. She's like, I have to get a MacBook. I'm like, why do you need a MacBook? If you don't have too much money, but you need something powerful for your editing, MacBook is like the last thing you should get. It's no very low value for your money. But she's like, because if I take pictures and stuff, it's way better to have a Mac in it. And I'm like, as ridiculous as that is, it's like, it's actually true. If you look at the online marketers and all these people who takes pictures with a computer, there's always a Mac there. Very rarely something else. I mean, Asus ZenBooks, for instance, they look great. They look really great. Some of them look better than the MacBook. But it's always Mac. It's always Mac. Apple. So Apple's done something very, very good when it comes to their marketing, and the feeling that people get when they own a MacBook is they've really done an exceptional job. So that's just some general sales tips, I guess. And I hope you got some value out of it, that it wasn't too different, too many tips at once. But just remember that you're not selling a product, you're selling the solution to a problem and a feeling. That's what you're selling. Okay? It's really important to remember, you're not selling the features of the product. That's good too, and you should probably mention that, but you have to look at what the person, your prospect, potential customer, what they are looking for, and then talk about that. But remember the feeling. If you can tell a story and make people feel like, when we were in that sales selling alarms and stuff, we were telling a lot of stories about people. And like, imagine if you without being too direct. And that's when they can relate, and when they can actually feel like, oh, yeah, yes, this product would make me feel safer. The feeling that they get, the solution to a problem. They feel insecure. They don't know what would happen if a fire suddenly happened in their house. It would make them feel more secure. It would solve a problem, give them a good feeling. So that's what you're selling. Very long video today, I'm sorry. So I hope, once again, you got some value out of it. And remember to take one step towards your goal today. And if you persist doing this, eventually you will get to where you want to be. With that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.